Welcome to our first lesson, Finding Inspiration. Now I imagine that there are some of you who have come to this course because you have an idea that's just like festering in your mind about a typeface that you want to output. And if that's the case, so be it. Move on to the next video and get to the sort of drawing, sketching ideas, playing with tools, those types of things, so that you can start to produce that typeface that's in your mind. If you don't have an idea, this is the video for you in finding inspiration in our typefaces. Now, inspiration for a typeface is sort of like art. We can find it anywhere, right? I've found inspiration for typefaces in flags that are waving on a flagpole, in door vinyl that has been melted away and withered in the sun. I found it in ice cubes melting on tabletops. Any of those things can lead to inspiration for a typeface. So let's talk about 3 different ways to find inspiration for your typeface. I hope that you're enjoying the video so far. This is a mid-roll just to ask if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, as that's the best way to support the videos on this channel. If you already have subscribed, be sure to like the video and comment or tag somebody who might benefit from them. Now, back to our regular programming. The first one is just looking more carefully. As you go throughout your day, throughout your virtual experience online, or whatever else it may be, just pay attention to all the details that are around you. Anything that you can see or that you can touch or you can feel can lead to that sort of inspiration. If I look at the desk around me, I'm looking at a pair of iPhones. There's an iPhone over here and over there. And I could use the bevel, that sort of soft round edge, as inspiration for what to do with a sans serif typeface. If I'm looking at my mic over here, it's got a stand on it that sort of had this like slight angle with a little rounded lip on it within a square edge. That could be inspiration for a serif to use. I could look at the stools that are surrounding me and say there's a really interesting relationship between how big the circle of the stool is and how tall the stool is. This sort of human-based, because it's designed for people to sit on, so it's like in a proportion to how big my butt is and how long my legs are. And I could use those as proportions to drive the view of my typeface. Any of those can be used in inspiration and beginning the ideas for a typeface. My second tip is to think about combining 2 typefaces that you've seen before. Imagine you combined Helvetica with a black letter typeface. That's what I've done in a typeface called Black, and frankly it could be done 10,000 more times. Think about what would happen if you combine Comic Sans with Times New Roman. It would also be a very strange and very interesting typeface. Or if you, please don't do this, applied Papyrus's texture to Dido. Ooh, don't do it. But you could do it, and it would be this really strange and really interesting and really new idea for a typeface. So that would be another idea for inspiration, is thinking about what 2 typefaces could you smash up together and make something new out of. My third tip, and this is how a lot of type designers do it, is to look at a typeface that you really enjoy, but might be able to enjoy it just a little bit better if you did something else with it. If you think about the typefaces that have come before, or revitalization projects, or those types of things, designers are just looking really carefully at a typeface that they enjoy, and then redrawing it. So they're not tracing it, they're not creating a duplicate of it, right? We don't want to offend anybody's copyright rules. But what we are doing is thinking, I really enjoy this typeface. Why do I enjoy this typeface? And what would I do differently if I had to draw that version of it? I guarantee you, and this has happened a number of times for me, if I set out to design a really neutral sans serif typeface, and I designed 100 of them over the next 3 years, 4 years, how long would it take me to design 100 typefaces? Too long. If I set out to design 100 of those typefaces, every single time they would be different. And that's the approach that you bring, right? When you're looking at a typeface, the way that you perceive it, the things that you imagine to be better in them, is going to give it a new perspective. So looking at other typefaces that inspire you is a great way to find your own inspiration and thinking about how you might do it differently. So think about it for a while. Inspiration can take time, but it also takes a lot of work. And that's why in the next videos we'll talk about sketching ideas and thinking through process and tools and developing a theme for our typefaces. Thanks for watching, and as always, I hope you were able to gain something along the way, even if it's just a hotkey or how to move some points around that is different than what you may have otherwise known. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos coming out every single week, and comment or tag or share it with some other designers who you think would design some awesome fonts.